Um, Good afternoon. Our keynote speaker for session 3 has joined, Mr. Neeraj Verma. He is team leader at Apex Analytics, Green Road, North Carolina, United States. He will be taking this session 3 of this last day. So welcome, Mr. Neeraj Verma, sir, for this faculty development program session.
Thank you, Dr. Viva.
Thank you, sir. Let me introduce our seasoned speaker to our participants. Mr. Neeraj Verma has an experience of over 17 years. He has expertise in developing and implementing software solutions across finance, healthcare, e-governance, and education sectors. He has proven success in leading technical teams, enhancing performance, and driving productivity in competitive industries. As implementation team lead at Apex Analytics, his focus on data analytics and SaaS platforms to ensure seamless integration of first-strike registered applications, preventing overpayment and fraud. His tenure has strengthened his ability to build robust technical environments and resolve complex software issues while collaborating with cross-functional teams to enhance supplier chain management, streamline processes, and improved operational efficiency. So he'll be beginning with the topic ethical consideration in IoT and machine learning, and it will cover broadly ethical implication and responsibilities related to IoT and machine learning technologies. Sir, you may start your session now.
Thank you, Viva, again for a nice introduction. And let me share my screen before we start. And just let me know if you are able to see my screen. I will switch to my PPT. Okay, thank you first. I will go to the beginning of the PPT. And I hope you all are able to see the shared screen in my PPT, right? Okay, I will consider it as yes. Okay, and again, as Dr. Viva introduced me, I'm here in North Carolina, working as implementation lead. And from last 17, 18 years, I'm in software development industry. So I'm definitely assuring you the experience I'm bringing in here. It's at least from industry perspective, more from industry perspective, but I totally understand the polytechnic, uh, education system and the technical education system in India because I'm one of the product from polytechnic system. So Pankaj Thakur, he's my senior, and the last speaker, he's my super senior. So uh, I'm really thankful for this opportunity. And I know this must be, a long day for everyone going from one session to another. So I will be keeping my session very precise, and it will be more about, the discussion where we will have more theoretical knowledge about, or you will say the more brainstorming about ethical considerations in IoT and machine language. So by now, I'm very sure that you have learned about a lot about IoTs and ML, their details, implementations and architecture and all those, technical details you should be aware. So that's the baseline. But once you have, all this knowledge, what will be the ethical considerations when you are working in this domain, in this area, especially for smart cities and mobilities. So if everyone is settled, I will be going ahead and starting the session. Uh, Before even starting the session, as I mentioned, you have the complete knowledge now about IoTs and machine language. This is this session is one of those chapters in the book, which are like in the end, as the session is in the end of the complete workshop, right? But the importance of this session is uh, you know very high. While you will be, if you will be working in industry, or if even your students, when they will go out and developing these IoT systems, machine language, the artificial intelligence advanced systems, they will recall this session or this topic at least. This will be recalled to just see whatever they are doing, is it going to meet few criterias which not even for IoT and ML, I will say any software development, any system development, any futuristic autonomous systems, you need to consider these. So it is not restricted to IoTs, ML, or implementations in smart cities, but it is applicable in all advanced technologies. So I'm sure you will be getting value out of this session. So as the field of essential skills for smart cities and mobility advances, the ethical considerations surrounding IoTs and ML have taken the heightened significance due to the widespread influence on urban life. So definitely, you can notice how the complete cities, how the your surroundings are now getting all these internet based devices, and everything is transforming very rapidly. If you see 5 years back, you may not have those devices around you which have these intelligence features, or you can just utilize all these devices now. But while you are implementing or developing these artificial intelligence and machine learning based devices, we will be uh, considering many things. So IoTs are increasing integral to modern infrastructure, encompassing domains and healthcare transformation, energy for smart cities. So their inheritance complexity introduce unique ethical considerations. So that's the main underlined point for this session, necessitating the paradigm shift to the traditional engineering practices. So whatever the standard development processes or engineering processes we are using right now, they are definitely going to change because of all this advancement in the technology. We are in this era of rapid urbanization and technological advancement, where the integration of IoTs and ML into urban environment and transforming the way we live, work, and interact in our cities. This webinar is our gateway to understand the critical role of ethical considerations in shaping the future of smart cities. So, uh, we will explore the opportunities, challenges, and ethical considerations that arise as we harness the power of IoTs and machine language and artificial intelligence to create smarter, more efficient, and sustainable urban ecosystem. or any healthcare or financial system. So it is not, as I mentioned, it will not be limited to smart cities or ecosystem. Definitely, my presentation will be around this smart city and ecosystem, but we will not be limited to. Okay, so I will be moving to the next first section of my presentation, the importance of ethical consideration. Why we are considering, why it is more important when we are talking about internet of devices, machine language, and whenever I will be talking about these two, um, these are like you will say a subset of artificial intelligence. So um, you will hear me talking about artificial intelligence because it is the superset. So everything is now transformed, while you will be in few years, you will see that change. Definitely the machine language is still the basic, and IoTs make it happen, but the complete concept, it is going to be it is now more popular by artificial intelligence. So you will hear me talking more about it. Okay. All right. And in between, Pankaj, sir, and Dr. Viva, just let me know if there is any audio issues. I can, even pause my video if bandwidth is not good. So that could be, something I can do if there is any challenge. Okay. All right. So I will dive into this first section where we will talk about importance of ethical considerations. So, as I started with the influence on urban life and mobility. So, how the technology, how these IoTs and ML technologies in urban environments not only enhancing operational efficiency and service delivery, but also necessitates the critical evaluation of their social implications, particularly concerning the privacy, equality, and potential for algorithmic bias in urban planning and mobility. Before this session, I'm sure you was Dr. Yashwant, right? He laid the founding stone for my session, like all the challenges um, are there with all this technology, or you will say the artificial intelligence coming in. So all those challenges are coming in, and the major reason is uh, technology is providing you whatever you need, but considering all the basic ethics for using this technology, that is something we need to aware, and especially when we are developing it, implementing it, because most of the time, as industry expert, when we are on that side, you have to consider these. And definitely the user side consideration is also another factor. But yeah, we will be focused here on IoT and machine language implementation, or the technology when we are implementing these for smart cities, how we are, efficient we are to uh, implement and consider the ethics on that time. Okay, so the key ethical challenges, what are the main ethical challenges? I'm sure not, by now you understand at least what what is the at least the importance of the ethical challenges, and how the these key challenges can impact us. So Definitely the one you must have heard about all these algorithms, right? You can use in machine language, and these approaches are definitely very advanced, and you can get your work done by using those techniques. But while implementing or choosing these algorithms, right, at that time you will have to consider, are those algorithms going to be making the fair decisions, fair results? Will it be will it be a fair call for equality? So all those processes and algorithms will be should be implemented or chosen on the base of ethical consideration. So at that time, like, if I had this nice story where I heard this story sometime, where there was an election in the jungle, and um, you had the candidates for election. One was a lion, other was a giraffe, and a third one was a monkey. And so whoever decide the criteria, like who will win, right? So if you will, the criteria will be who can reach on the top of the tree. Maybe monkey will win, right? Uh, if criteria is something else, who's a powerful, line will win. So that, but who is putting in that criteria? If he is considering all with ethics, the result will be good, right? So the same point, the point I'm making here is, while you are developing any system, while you are picking the any algorithm, right, for your system, at that point, how fair you are, because you know what is the requirement, why you are developing this system, and what you are choosing to uh, as a solution, right? So that will make that will make the point of fairness and equality. So ensuring the fairness in algorithmic decision making is crucial to prevent the reinforcement of existing social inequalities, necessitation diverse the data representation, and continuous monitoring of outcome to promote equitable resource distribution in urban cities. Okay, so that is first point. Secondly, the major concern comes is uh, data privacy and consent. So if you are implementing these systems, definitely data is one of the major part of it, right? And the data you are collecting or using, its privacy, and are you really authorized, or how much data you can use, if it is for example Aadhaar data, right? uh, yeah, maybe you have that access because you are in that system, you're developing this for uh, a government organization. But again, the ethical considerations will be there. How much data you can use, and how it will impact the people, right? Their privacy should not be exposed, right? There should be consent for using this data, at least, right? So the collection of vast amount of personal data through IoT's devices raise significant privacy concern, highlighting the need of clear consent mechanism and robust data protection policies to safeguard individual rights in the smart city environments. So yeah, the IoTs are, I think, one of the source where you collect all the uh, data, right? And one major example is your phone. If you have Android or iPhone, right? So these devices around us, they are collecting data all the time. They are listening what even going on in this session, all the keywords, and maybe when you will go to your Facebook after this session, you will see some ads coming for maybe smart city. IoT, machine language. So it means this data is being collected, and whenever you installed, your app, Facebook or any other, right? You give that consent that okay, I'm okay to give access of my microphone, my camera. So all those consents are directly or indirectly taken by client or by users. So that's how these IoT devices, and this was one very lame example, the popular example, but cameras around you, uh, any kind of smart system, it collects data, and when it is collecting the data, it will use it, or its algorithms will use it to make some decisions. And that is where the data privacy come into picture, like at to what extent, yes, you gave the consent, but at what level, or what level of data privacy the company or the developers are keeping. So that is the main point here. The third one is definitely the transparency in AI governance. And as I said, AI will be there because that is the superset of our IoTs and ML. So establishing the transparent processes for machine learning decision making is essential for foster public trust, requiring cities to disclose algorithmic methodologies and engage citizens in discussion about the implications of AI technologies on urban life. So yep, whatever and any system which is being developed or already developed, there is definitely a need to have transparency and a system where all this technology can be governed by maybe it will be the government rules through organization rules and regulations. So these algorithms decision making is transparent, right? How they are making decisions, that is going to, like lottery, right? You get the ticket, someone won the lottery, but what was the algorithm? The first one will the first buyer of the lottery, he there could be algorithm, whoever first come first serve. If the algorithm is first come first serve, the person who won the lottery for the first time in this process, who is the first, he will win, right? If algorithm is the person who paid most, right? He will win the lottery, right? That could be another algorithm, but most of the algorithms will be pick the random number. And even to pick the random number, if there is some algorithm which is not fair, it, it's not going to work. So uh, all these systems, these are these are regulated through these governance systems. So even lottery system, they can't say we just pick random number. There is definitely a process defined, and that is transparent. It do not tell you how exactly the number or a person or the winner will be picked, but it will definitely mention, okay, these are the steps you proceed, right? And again, that was just a common example I picked, but in definitely in smart cities, whatever the governing organization is there, so they need to have set up those transparency, those rules around technology. And you will see, upcoming year there will be more and more bills coming in, and they will talk about the governance of these technologies. Okay, so I will be moving to next step. Let me keep eye on the time, and I will try to have everything covered. And even after that, I have one good article around this topic. If we will have time, we will go through that. Let's talk about, as we are talking about the role of stakeholders in ethical decision making. So how we can have this collaborative ethical governance. The stakeholder must engage in continuous dialogue and the collaboration to develop the ethical government framework that address the complexities of IoT and ML technologies, ensuring that diverse perspectives are integrated into decision-making processes and promote accountability, transparency, and social responsibility in the smart city initiative. So yeah, the major example in the uh, session is going to revolve around the smart cities, and we will be taking examples from there. But doesn't matter, is it who are the stakeholders for, if we are talking about the city, right? It could be the nagar nigam, or it could be the state government, um, or the major contributor in the city's major businesses, right? So all these, and the people, most uh, important stakeholder there is in the city is the public, right? So they are the stakeholders in ethical decision making process. So definitely people, they choose their leaders, and same the organizations, they have their representatives, right? And these are the main stakeholders uh, who need to engage in these continuous dialogues, and they have to collaborate to develop a framework. Okay, how all the data coming throughout the city should be utilized, how much privacy we should maintain uh, to make some decisions, right? I will give you one good example. So there are, you will see cameras around you wherever you are. If you are, entering into any hospital, any big organization, even you are on red light, maybe you are on camera, right? So you are being recorded. It means your data is, you are giving some data to the organization, to the government, or to any company, right, who is involved in between in this process. So uh, now this data can be used anywhere, maybe, but is it right to use? That is the question, right? If this data from all cameras and devices, if it is being used, a very good example is for by police department to find, to identify criminals around, right? Maybe the how the picture can be now compared with the videos recorded, and if there is a match of your face, right? You you can identify any person in the city, where he is, where last time he was seen, right? Even the voice notes, they can be compared with criminals voice, if they are defaulters, and they are at some unwanted some a really important event, yeah, it is helpful for police department, right? But at the same time, uh, if by mistake, if the algorithm is wrong, and maybe the capability of this system is not right, and instead of identifying criminal, right, the image is being compared with my image. I'm maybe very similar to someone who is most wanted, right? And then it is trouble for me, right? But whose fault will be that? Is it the person's fault? Is it the government's fault who is using this system, or is it the company's fault, or the developers, or the technical persons who chose that inefficient or incapable uh, algorithm to make this decision, right? So that is where the ethical consideration and last and main point here is, um, I made my I, I I did my, I provided my consent to use this data or not, right? So definitely many, examples around it, but what matters is the stakeholders who are involved in this process. Are they making good ethical decisions to keep up with the technology? And are they, implementing it into these IoTs and ML? Okay. So let's move to the next section. And I was stopping myself to talk about this because I want to cover this most important factor of ethical consideration. And from my last example, you must have, noticed the data privacy and security concerns. So those are major concerns which come into the picture while we are collecting data through IoTs, and machine language is making decisions based on that data, right? So would be okay. Here I will, give break to my voice, and this is just 2 minute video, not long video, but it talk about one of the organization in the smart cities, which are raised, and these organ, and you will find these organizations if you will search. They are raising their voice against the data privacy in smart cities, right? Um, so let's just listen this. I hope the audio will come through and it will come clearly. But let me know if it will not be audible. Okay, and it's just 2 minute video. Will give you just idea about how the privacy is a concern. Okay, data privacy is a concern.
no voice.
Oh, sorry for inconvenience, and thank you for letting me know about no voice in this video. Okay, so let me give you the summary of this video. So this is one of the video where the smart cities in Europe. This is very common in the definitely they are more advanced when it comes to infrastructure, right? So the concern they are raising is, yeah, it is good to have all the advancement, all the technology around us, but what about the data being collected? Is it secure? Is it being used for right purpose, right? So that is the concern here. And let me go back to next thing. So yeah, it was 2 minute video, but I apologize, technology limitations, maybe it was not integrated as it should be, so you can listen it, but I can provide the link for you guys, and you can follow it later. But the let me go to the next slide. Come on. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the next point in the data privacy. All right. And this concern, especially in smart cities, from where it comes is the surveillance, right, and the tracking around us. If you are entering in any building, yeah, they must have this. At least here in states, that they used to have this notice, okay, you are being monitored, right? So the person, whoever is on camera, he knows, like, yeah, at least he knows, like, he should be there or not, right? So that type of consent and a notification and everything is being is now under surveillance, especially in big organizations. So let's take a few points from here. The ethical data collection practices. What should be all the ethical considerations when we are doing the data collection? Implementing ethical data collection practices is definitely crucial to ensure the surveillance system respect individual privacy rights while still providing valuable insight for urban management and safety enhancements. I covered this in few of my examples, but you can say, having traffic camera on red lights, yeah, it's for good. On in a hospital, on public places, it is good, but you can't have these everywhere, right? So you got my point. I think the when these decisions are being made, there should be ethical consideration, and right decision should be made. The community engagement in policies. So we talked about stakeholders, right, in the governance, but how the urban management or city management or any organization can engage the community who is involved in these policies. So that is another thing. uh, active involve Actively involving community members in the development of surveillance policies fosters transparency and trust, allowing citizens to voice concerns and influence decisions regarding their privacy and concerns. So if you will keep the community engaged, if you will educate, or if you will let them know, okay, yes, you are being monitored on red lights, because this will benefit to improve the traffic, right, to improve the system. Yeah, community is engaged, they trust the management, and that's how they allow, or people allow to use their data, so no one is concerned, right? Um, so definitely keeping the privacy and security at priority, the community is going to trust. what is the impact of surveillance on behavior? So yes, you are collecting the data, you are involving the community, but what is the impact of all this surveillance on public behavior? The presence of surveillance technologies can alter public behavior, leading to a phenomenon known as chilling effect. Okay, so what is this chilling effect? Here, individuals may self-censor due to the awareness of being monitored, uh, impacting the social dynamics. So, this is another point. It if I know that I'm being recorded, right? So I will either stay out of it, or I will be not be myself, right? I will be very, you will say, uh, not doing anything, or not being open to do what I am. So that's called chilling effect. So that's that is another impact, that it will change the behavior of public. So these are the points around surveillance. Let's come to the next area, which is risks and breaches. And this is, I think, one of the major concern in data privacy. When we talk about data privacy, risk and breaches, and you must have heard about okay, this website data is leaked, it is available on dark web now, right? Especially when any government website is being hacked, right? And even any big system, airlines, maybe bank, right? When those data breaches happen, what happen? What are the results, right? um, what the hackers are looking for? They are looking for personal data, your bank account information, your Aadhaar related information. And once it is out, it's hard to recover. um, so that is where the ethical considerations, while these systems are being developed, how the security part is, right? So those things need to be considered. The first point here, the high it this slide highlight is emerging threat landscape. The rapid proliferation of IoT devices and in smart cities create the dynamic threat landscape, where cyber criminals continuously adapt their tactics to exploit vulnerabilities, necessitations ongoing necessitating ongoing vigilance and advanced security measures. So as you develop and use these smart devices, right, around the city, around your organization, in your home, the cyber criminals, they adapt uh, they adapt how they can exploit these systems. And that is where the threat is, how these devices, or these systems can be secured. So it's a big concern right now. All the anyone can collect the data nowadays, right? I gave you examples of the apps inside your phone. They can collect, they have consent and all, but is it secure? That's the big responsibility. And that is where if the application design or the system design is was around, and all the ethical considerations were considered, all the stakeholders were involved, there is good chance it is more secure. Okay. What is the impact on public services? So data breaches can disrupt essential public services, leading to operational failures that compromise the safety and efficiency. highlighting the need of robust incident response strategies to mitigate such risk. So definitely, once this breach happens, this lead to many operational failures, and it compromise the safety, the even the economy of the community. So uh, yeah, how these risks can be mitigated, that is need to be considered not at that time. It should be when you are designing the system or implementing the system. Okay. And the last point of this is legal and financial repercussions, right? The organization, whoever is involved, not just the private companies, even the government, they have to face the significant legal and financial consequences following the data breaches, including regulatory fines, right, and losses of public trust, definitely, underscoring the importance of proactive data security governance. So these all these factors come into picture once any breach happens. But uh, to avoid it, we it is something cannot be avoided once it happens. It should be uh, before. Okay. Let's since we are talking about data privacy, right? So let's talk about the ownership and the control of data, personal data, right? So what are the rights and responsibilities, and how people can be informed, and how you can get the consent, and then to seek how you can secure. So individuals must be informed about their rights regarding the personal data ownership, including the ability to access, modify, and delete their information. So, one good example is I see this, all these marketing emails, they come to you, right? What it means, they have, either your phone number, your name, or they know where you work, what you do, and that's why they are reaching out to you, right? Um, so the personal data is it could be the level, like is how much data they have, 1%, 2%, 10%, 100%, right? So you always have the option, if this is a good organization, they give you option how much data you want to share, especially when you install these apps. They ask, are you willing to share your data? Do you allow using your camera and all? So it is the your right to protect your data. You can say no, right? And and the responsibility, right? It's not like you will install any ABC app, or you will use any IoT device from any small company, or from a country which is not trusted, right? I'm not naming any, but if you are using it, you are not responsible. y- Means you are responsible, but you are behaving as not responsible. Okay. So that is where we should be aware about rights and responsibilities. And what are the impacts? The other part of this personal data is the impact of data monetization. The monetization of personal data by corporation raise ethical concern, and that is the as I said, underline of this session. So yeah, it raises ethical concern about consent and exploitation. So individuals should understand how their data is being used for profit, emphasizing the need of transparent practices and regulations that protect the personal information from being commodified and without explicit consent. Yep, this is another factor which impacts. Okay, we'll be moving to the next slide now. Okay, I think we are on time, and we'll be covering most of these details. And I hope everyone is getting value out of it. I will stop here just to see Dr. Vipa, Pankaj, or any audience. You have any questions till now, or we are good to continue?
Participants, if you have any question, you may write in the chat box.
Yeah, Pankaj, sir, let me know, if there will be any questions. I'm in the presentation mode, but I will be happy to stop. I don't want to make it just one way. We'll try to, be interactive and add details if needed, but I will continue from here if there are no questions. So we talked about data privacy, what are the factors and all. So what could be the strategies, right? So that's the important part for how we can enhance data privacy. So first part is definitely comprehensive data governance policies, how the policies are underlined in the organization, in the city, in the country. Okay, it's not just at one level, in the team, in your team, wherever you are working, right? So the comprehensive data governance policy, that is definitely going to tell what all ethical considerations should be there to enhance the data privacy. So establishing detailed data governance policies ensures clarity in the data handling process and practices, defining user rights and responsibilities while promoting accountabilities and transparency among data processors and collectors. So, and data processors and collectors, what it is ultimately is the IoT and ML, right? And ultimately, these devices and machine learning algorithms are doing the work, but how these should be implemented, everything depend or revolves around the accountability and transparency which comes from these governance policies. Okay, so that's one most important factor which uh, provide the direction. Second thing is user empowerment through control. So you can always provide the control to users so they decide how much data they want to share, for what purpose it should be used, right? And that's how user is empowered. Then if I will say, no, do not use my data for marketing purpose, do not use my email for any other communications. You always go to these agreements, you always have to checkbox should be, ideally it should be. If you don't have, there is concern, but one is, yes, you whatever you the general agreement is, you agree to it, and you give access to that system to use your email, phone number. But then there is a checkbox. Okay, can we use it for marketing? Can we use it or give it to third parties? No. So whenever you are signing these online agreements, or even installing these apps, or making any technology decisions, you should have, ideally you should have, you will see more and more advancement in this user empowerment in upcoming years. I know right now it is minimum, but at least here in the United States, the data privacy is considered uh, on the top. it's the highest priority. It is like, you don't compromise with it. Doesn't matter while we are estimating our software development projects, or considering any new project. These are the major points we consider. Um, so the next point is proactive incident response mechanism. So yeah, definitely, first two points we discussed, these are important. But once breach is happening, right? Once breach happened, uh, what should be the response? What is the mechanism there to restrict the damage? So developing a robust incident response plan enable organization to swiftly address the data breaches, ensuring timely notification to affected individuals, and compliance with the regulatory requirement to mitigate risk. So yeah, everything, all this should be in place if breach is happening, if data leak is happening. What should happen? I can give you examples, and you may have heard these, and this in news, like T-Mobile. There was another company where yeah, let's not name companies, but you will read this in news, that this company, they have this a press conference, and they had to accept, okay, yes, data breach happened. It's not like they are going to gain anything from that, like if that is really bad news, right? But they have to make it public because of the incident response mechanism which is in place. So one of them is the individuals, whoever are impacted, they must be informed. So that's why you see those companies making these declarations. Yes, this happened, these people are impacted, so at least people are aware. Okay, my phone number is leaked, and my email, my bank account, whatever was there. So they mention it, and they also tell like how much they controlled it, and sometimes they also need to compensate the loss, and even there was one case where even I had a TV from this brand. So they had some incident happened, and they paid back after 7-8 years. I got a check. It was not a big amount, but $5-10, because the breach happened and my data was compromised. So they had to pay to each buyer of this TV, and because that data was breached. So that kind of complications, impacts are there, and even those processes still need to be in place, and companies need to be responsible if any personal data is being compromised. Okay, let's move to the last section, and I will again check on time. I think we are. So yeah, the last thing is we talked about importance of ethical consideration. We talked about privacy, how it is uh, how it can impact, right? And now last section will be how we can ensure the fairness and accountability. And we will come back. We touched this point in the beginning, right? But this is, you will say, the core, where you, me, or your students, or in future, in your jobs, or wherever you will be working, uh, th- uh, this will be the area you will be handling. this is the area where you can control all these technology devices, so there is no impact outside uh, to the community, to the public. So addressing algorithmic bias in urban planning. So in machine language, how you can mitigate the disparities in data. So implementing strategies to diversify data source and actively engage marginalized communities in the data collection process is essential to ensure the urban planning algorithms reflect the need of and the reality of all the demographics, thereby reducing the risk of perpetuating existing inequalities. So ultimately, the algorithm, if it is biased, I gave you one example before. So the data collection is the process. You get the data, but how this data is being processed, is it from multiple sources? If you are collecting data of criminals only, right, or you will say bad people, right, your algorithm, what it will understand, the people are with all these bad qualities only. So this is one example. So your algorithm is now biased, which will consider that people are bad. But if you have data for all type of people, all type of communities, you have the diverse data. Now your algorithm will be able to make much more um, efficient or correct decisions, and it will not be biased. Okay, so that is the point here. If you have enough data, your system, your program or your software will definitely make, I will not say 100% right decision, but it will make good decisions. So that is the major point here. Okay, so what is the test data you have for testing any system, or what you are collecting out of IoTs, that matters. All right, so we'll move to next one here. Promoting transparency in IoT AI ML systems. So what is the importance of public engagement? Actively involving decision and involving citizens in the development of oversight of IoT system enhance the transparency, right? We talked about it, but still it's a good point to make when we are considering smart cities and mobility devices, right? So it allows for diverse perspective to be considered, foster trust in technology, and ensure that the systems are aligned with community values and needs. So yeah, ultimate goal, what is the ultimate goal you are developing or implementing? It is how much value you are adding to the community and to its need. So that is I believe the major motivation. You will not understand it maybe while you are in a project working on one of small component of a big system, right? I will give example of my software product. I'm tech lead for this software. This is account payable system which audit all the big organizations, Fortune 500 companies, airlines, banking, in all domains. It uh, it is scanning all the transactions they are making, and it audit that data if there is any overpayment, if there is any fraud, any risk in those payments. So or whatever the algorithms we are using, right? Whatever the complete system we have, when it is developed or designed or customized for any company. If it is airline, we will customize it as per its requirement. If it is a hospitality company, if it is a restaurant chain, it's different. So the ultimate goal is how, by implementing this small component in that big ecosystem, how it will add value to the company, to the community, and its need. So that is the ultimate goal. Let's move on to accountability mechanism for AI decisions. And as I mentioned, AI, it means IoTs, ML, and in broad language, it is ultimately the artificial intelligence system you are implementing around you in your city, in the ecosystem you are. So what are the accountability mechanisms? The three are highlighted here. Definitely the legal framework for IoTs, ML, and AI. So establishing a comprehensive legal framework is essential to ensure that IoT systems comply with existing laws, addressing issues such as discrimination and data protection, thereby fostering accountability in decision making. So this small summary, it will touch all the previous slides we discussed about, right? The governing laws, definitely, whatever the framework is being adopted, it should be according to the laws. You should not be using any unwanted data which is private. I will give you an example. When I started my career, it's not good to confess, but we were not aware about all these ethical considerations, security, and all. So we had it was developing system, so we never used it. But Gmail, you can use it for authentication, right? But we had our own thinking, and we started saving Google email and its password user enters. And next time, okay, you have the username password, why the user is logging in every time you use it, right? But when it went into testing, it was a disaster. How you can save a person's email ID. And that is the learning, right? When you are beginner, when you are fresher, it's big learning. Maybe we had missed this chapter. But yeah, it was definitely a blunder, but yeah, learn from it. And that's one of the example. There should be a framework in place which will not allow to use any secure information for wrong purpose. So that is one major thing, and you will see these legal frameworks will keep developing in upcoming years. Organizational oversight structure. Implementing clear organization structure and oversight mechanism is crucial for monitoring IoT systems, ensuring that the role and responsibilities are defined, and um, facilitating regular audits to maintain accountabilities. Okay, so the third one is definitely the community engagement strategies. Again, we touched on this, and actively monitoring community stakeholders in the development and evaluation of IoT technologies enhances accountability. It allows as it allows the diverse perspective to inform ethical practices and decision-making processes. So definitely, the community engagement is one major factor here. Let me check on time, and I'm almost, at the uh, last slides, and then we can have some question answers. Okay. So I will give you, this analogy from Terminator 2. This is a movie. I'm sure most of you have watched this movie. And there are, Terminator 1, 2, 3, and ultimately, like, years back, they had this sci-fi movie where they had concept of artificial intelligence, right? 20 years back, maybe. I'm not very sure, but today you see those concepts are now coming in the market, right? All artificial intelligence systems are coming. But if you will recall Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the narrative shift to show that a reprogrammed Terminator protecting a human, highlighting the possibility of using AI for good if properly controlled. So this line, AI for good if properly controlled. So that is this properly controlled. It translates into ethical consideration. So in the movie, there was, a bad Terminator, right, who want to kill the main character, but then from future they reprogrammed. They had another Terminator who was programmed with all ethical considerations, right? And he was able to make right decisions based on ethics, right? And that's how this movie, if you haven't watched it, watch it. You will be able to relate with the topic we had today. Okay, so that is just food for your thought. It's analogy, it's not the conclusion. Okay, so the significance of ethics in IoT and ML and AI and any advanced technology or any autonomous system you are developing. So establishing comprehensive ethical framework is essential, okay, and to guide development and implementation of IoT and machine learning technologies in smart cities or anywhere. Okay, so ensure the prioritize human rights, promote social equality, mitigate potential biases in algorithmic decision-making processes. So this is the kind of conclusion. Okay, all right. We have a few minutes. I hope I added the value here. And again, I'm very thankful for the opportunity, just privileged and honored to uh, have this session. Again, thank you, Mr. Pankaj and Dr. Viva for the opportunity. Um, I will give 2 minutes to the audience, and I will take any questions if you.
No, thank you. Session. They can please convey to by unmuting their meet, or they can post it in chat box.
Okay, and I just want to add, one more point. I will be. It's it's really a privilege to be here, but I have posted my LinkedIn PowerPoint. So, and I will share this with organizers, this PPT. So you can reach out to me to my LinkedIn. And later on, if you feel like, okay, I had some questions, so feel free to reach out. I will also here where I can, connect with you on LinkedIn if needed. for discussion around this or any career building questions you have. So very soon I will be available on a mentoring platform where I will be guiding freshers for their career opportunities. So if anyone want to follow me on LinkedIn, they can, and there are you will find few articles. Since I was preparing for this session, I posted a few of articles around this, so you will find more content there if you will look for it in my profile. Okay, so I will stay in touch.
Uh, Thank you, Neeraj Verma sir, for your perceptive presentation on the topic ethical consideration in IoT and machine learning. Uh, Going by the messages and reactions, you had an excellent session, and the participants enjoyed the session thoroughly. So, thank you once again for being there and for joining this faculty development program session from overseas. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you. Thank you